Alright, it is currently, you can see the current time, it's 5:18 p.m. and this is across the street from Starbucks. This is the same location where I'm at 7 in the morning, and you see the entity that's stalking and is forced to expose itself as demons who are stalking, not just stalking, but engaged in criminal monitoring, meaning they're mentally ill while they're stalking as an entity that commits kidnapping and then uproots children that they kidnap to steal from, sexually violates them, stalks them as a population under this environment, which is proof that they are all engaging in surveillance together and they're not strangers, and they are targeting a specific individual, including on the roads and the highways. And this is at 706 West Hope Boulevard, the Starbucks where I'm present, not only in the morning, but I'm referring to this very intersection where the entity is gang stalking by Southwest Airlines, Alaska Airlines, flying west over this street where I'm walking in the morning, where the fake sun is over me on this same street. And I'm reminding you about this very incident, this very pattern of conduct where not only is the entity targeting as an airport, targeting in the sky space, targeting as you see something like a fake sun that's over the same Starbucks where the Ontario police are being disbanded for stalking. They're engaging in that conduct with a population who are demons and maintain a system of kidnapping children, stealing from them, even celebrities that are engaging in sharing and sex trafficking children, keeping them under surveillance, stealing from them, stealing their identities, stealing what are property, intellectual property even. And this is what is underway when you are under surveillance on the internet, when you're under surveillance comprehensively. Anything that you are thinking up and creating in your private home, it's not actually private. And this is how you are suffering what is theft of intellectual property that you haven't even had an opportunity to share with anyone else. This is how the entity has created movies about the targeted individual. This is how the entity has engaged in what is creating music, artistry that doesn't belong to them, while celebrities are demons monitoring in California with the gang stalking ghettos that are out here. Those gang stalking celebrities, those are ghettos also. Those are just demons, vagina monitors that the entity has put on a platform. They're all demons stalking on this same San Antonio Avenue in the morning. This fake sun is over me, and this is the video, and this is where I'm at that end, and I'm pointing down to this very location where I'm at. Stalking with impossible light, it's moving across. These are demons. 8YIF418. Demons are engaged in kidnapping across the globe internationally, and the United States brings children to California where celebrities keep them under surveillance, where politicians steal and keep them under surveillance, where they're engaged in what is gang stalking. Gang stalking is the demonic pattern of conduct, which is criminal. It's inhumane under the law, and it is speaking to comprehensive surveillance of your physical person down to your genitalia in every location, including in bathrooms where homosexual women and predatory males, equally sexually perverted, acting under corporate entities such as Starbucks, are keeping you under surveillance, and you already know this. This is why L. Edwards and the gang stalker L. Caseta are gang stalking me with Starbucks at this same venue at 9 in the morning, engaging in what is the P.O.C. because I'm documenting and I'm maintaining this investigation where the demons are stalking through the drive-thru and impossible lights moving across the building, and the fake sun's over me while the Ontario police fill this parking lot. This is all evidence that's already on the record, while they engage in criminal summoning over and over again like they did this afternoon. Vehicle 119, he's going to prison. All right, gang stalking with the people of the state who are not making any legitimate phone call about the targeted individual to the police. They're engaged in criminal and monitoring them. It's called criminal summoning. This is the pattern of conduct. This is where Amazon Prime is stalking at 7 in the morning, hovering right over this restaurant, where everybody in that environment are not strangers. They're all stalkers. And this is the U.S. military and the terrorist leaders, the Osama bin Laden of the U.S. Air Force, the United States Air Force, the United States Marine Corps, the United States Army. Those terrorist leaders are going to prison. This is their criminal pattern of conduct. The highly unintelligent pattern of conduct where demons are fully exposed as stalkers, all right, engaging in the whole maintenance of a stalker society so that they can steal what is a life that doesn't belong to them, money that doesn't belong to them. While they are so mentally ill, they engage in this obvious criminal pattern of conduct under the fake sun. Is indeed the P.O.C., the entity that engaged in gang stalking, and they thought that that was going to obstruct justice, is the entity that's being involuntarily committed. This is the evidence speaking to Tracy Banks stealing my identity as a baby. Killing my relatives is what this U.S. government committed, and then they kidnapped me and brought me to the United States, where a whole bunch of demons and entities, celebrities, politicians, people that I don't know, people that aren't even in the United States, are keeping my vagina under surveillance on the internet. Okay, and they're watching me prosecute them, and you're watching me sentence you. You're watching me expose you as demons. This is the P.O.C. On this very same street, During the 7 a.m. hour, I'm standing at this bus stop, and the Ontario police are conspicuously stalking on the roads and the highways at this intersection, stalking right in front of me, going right into this parking lot. That entire department's going to be disbanded, and they're going to prison. I documented all their license plates. They were engaging in conspicuous surveillance just like this, and this is where you're looking at that crime scene. You're going to look at that 7 a.m. video. You're going to look at this at 5:23 p.m. because that's where you're identifying the malicious pattern of conduct, while the demons of the military provide evidence against him doing a cartwheel in the sky space, where there's clearly no passengers on that plane that's not headed to a destination. They still haven't conducted a takeoff, and they're doing so while you are obviously guilty of the crimes alleged. They are mentally ill while they've engaged in this crime. They've murdered many children before me. The United States government has been engaged in stealing and sexually violating many, many children before me. All right, this is the P.O.C. And this entity is subject to martial law. This is the beast system. The beast system's been underway, and the entity is doing so while they're gang stalking the person that has been here to prosecute them. They're not sacrificing me, they just sacrifice themselves. This is the P.O.C. It is currently 5:24 p.m. at 706 West Holt Boulevard. And this is relevant evidence regarding when I'm walking to Upland, California, and the fake sun is remaining over the demons in the Upland Public Library at this time, not remaining in Ontario. But where it's remaining in Ontario, which is impossible, it's remaining over me in Ontario, speaking to targeting by an entire population, the entire state of California, as it's demonstrated at a single intersection in Ontario. This is P.O.C. Remember the lies that the Ontario police uttered this morning in vehicle 119 with Southwest Airlines that was stalking, okay, by a commercial. That's the military, the mentally ill homosexuals. Remember that bald-headed sex offender stalking me at the Ontario City Hall under the fake sun that is still over me 4 hours later in the same city? This is the entity that's engaged in that pattern of conduct. Don't forget who they are. Don't forget what's documented, because this is a body of evidence speaking to an elaborate, intricate crime, and every single last one of them are going to serve the consequences. This is P.O.C. This is terrorism. All right, this is the entity that was stalking me on the way to the laundromat by helicopter, and they're all gang stalking in concert with that same entity. This is the entity. This is how the military stalks you as a population, everywhere that you're going at all times, day and night. This is P.O.C. It is currently 5:25 p.m. What's over here across the street is the evidence of execution of the people of the state, where the fake sun rises also at Stater Brothers inside of this shopping center, where Delta Airlines, Southwest Airlines, Amazon Prime Air, FedEx, UPS, the entity stalking me using commercial planes. In this same environment where the fake sun is over me across the street, yeah, that's the prosecution of the U.S. government. All right, that's the P.O.C. The mentally ill, the demon-possessed are the ones that are stalking under a fake sun. They bring children and steal inheritances, steal their wealth, steal their identity, and sexually violate them, and then they murder them. The entity is engaged in gang stalking me, and now that I'm a grown adult, I'm here to prosecute them. And they thought that gang stalking me was going to silence me, because you're never supposed to believe that gang stalking is real. All right, that's the P.O.C. You see, it's very real. And you know what else is real? They're going to prison. That's real. P.O.C.